Hey guys, Brady here with your daily tennis lesson. So we're looking this week at how to volley like the pros do. Today we're going to look at the backhand volley. And again, I think that even a club level player that's got decent volleys, it doesn't take, a huge new learning curve to get you guys volleying the way the pros do. So this is a very coachable shot because there's not a ton of variety going on. So make sure you don't watch this video thinking you're going to see a ton of new stuff, but pay attention to detail here, because the stuff that we're showing today is, if it's executed well, you guys are going to start to volley really, really well. All right, so we're going to look at the setup for the shot, we're going to look at contact, and we're going to look at the finish today. And the setup for me on the backhand volley, if we're going to volley at a high level, the left hand has to play a really pivotal role in this shot. I actually, with a lot of my students, like to practice setting the racket with the left hand only. Setting it on the throat of the racket with a really firm grip does one of two things. First off, it gets the left hand squeezing the grip tightly, which I like. I don't want my dominant hand squeezing the grip really tight in setup. I like the squeeze to come in when I go to make contact. So by that left hand squeezing the grip or squeezing the throat of the racket by itself promotes the right hand just kind of hanging on in the setup position. That's a really good thing to have this arm being very loose. That'll make you guys more explosive on your volley. Secondly, we want to make sure that the racket head sits in kind of this 45-degree position. We don't want to volley vertically, and we don't want to volley laterally. So in between this 90-degree angle here is that 45-degree position, and I feel like the left hand, when it's stronger on the throat of the racket, helps get us to that 45-degree position. Now, continental grip is an absolute must. I probably should have mentioned that first. If you guys are not volleying in continental grip, this video is not for you today. This has to be, if we're hitting advanced volleys, this has to be the grip you guys are in. All right, so this gets us into contact. So what I like to see with contact is a swing path that starts a little bit above the ball. So in that setup position, right there, I would expect that the ball's a little bit below my racket head. And what this does for me is it gets me into a contact point that is going to produce backspin. If you guys don't feel backspin coming off on your volleys, you have a lot of room for improvement. Okay, so start the racket a little bit above the height of where contact is going to occur. Now, make sure you do not confuse that with coming in above the ball and then hitting the top of the ball. We do not want contact to occur where we've shut the racket angle. So make sure you guys are still trying to volley into the equator of the tennis ball. I'll start above it here, the equator right in the middle, obviously. I want to have a swing path that comes down to the ball, but I'm still volleying and making contact right into the back side of the tennis ball. Very, very important idea there. Do not start coming in high and also flopping the strings on top of the ball. What's going to help you guys get that really pure contact as well is that great step. So make sure that opposite leg, you guys see every great pro when they get a chance to hit a really clean volley, that opposite leg is going to step them into contact. Notice that step does not go sideways and it does not come straight forward. We want a little bit of a diagonal step to get us into contact out here on the left side of our body, but still maintain that feeling that we're going forward on the volley. So opposite leg on a little bit of a diagonal, come in from a little bit above the height of the ball and make contact right on the back side of the tennis ball. All right, now leading us into the finish of this shot. The bottom edge is our key. If you guys are aware of the bottom edge of the racket, basically the one that starts closer to the net in the setup position, that bottom edge should lead through the entirety of the stroke. If any of you players out there set well, get into contact well, and then you let the bottom edge get passed up by the top edge, you're going to lose the quality of this volley. All right, so let's take a look at all this combined. All right, so here we go. All right, so guys, one other thing about that backhand volley is that because the body's not in the way of the follow through, where the forehand, because it's the back shoulder that I'm hitting with, the body tends to be in the way, I can't drop the finish on the forehand comfortably. I want to make you guys aware of that and kind of allow for a little more wiggle room on your backhand volley follow through to drop down some. I think you see a lot of pros hit more of their finesse volleys on the backhand side with a little more drop. Just be aware that that bottom edge, even if I drop the finish a little more significantly than my standard stick volley, that bottom edge is still leading the racket, all right? But play around with a little more of a drop on that backhand volley when it's called for. That's all I got for you today. So please click like below this video, and if you guys have not subscribed to our channel yet, please do so, as well as check out below me in the description of this video. You guys are going to find a couple free courses that we've put together. I think they're just fantastic content. I think you guys will really enjoy them. Feel free to check those out as well. And until next time, be well, and we'll see you soon.